Hey YouTube, Applesauce here with a bit of a different type of video today. Now I'm doing this because I had trouble getting through 8-4 of the lost levels. I started with Pick a Path, and I gotta say, after playing through all 32 levels of both games, the Pick a Path in these games are not fun. Firstly, correct me if I'm wrong, but they always take place in castles, which means if you fail, you'll have to trek through the entire world just to get back. Secondly, the paths themselves aren't very clear, with gaps within each path. I'll show some examples on screen now. But back to 8-4. I had enough of the Pick a Path, so I went to search up a video on where the goddamn exit was, because I was sure I had tried everything, and after finishing the video, I am certain that this is the most outrageous level in the game. So let's break it down together, shall we? So we start off on this staircase, and we can't jump to the next part of the level without hitting our head on the ceiling, which will make us fall to our deaths. So we have to carefully slide back into the lower platform to make our running jump there. The thing is though, you can't do what I did when you're big Mario or Luigi. They occupy way too much space to fit into the gap in such a small time frame. Now I'm not saying it isn't possible. In fact, the video I watched pulled it off. But keep in mind that is a risky move, and lives will definitely be precious here. Remember, this is a castle, so if you fail, it's all the way back to 8-1. So the most reliable strategy is to enter the level small and do what I did. It doesn't help that the lost levels have some janky physics. Moving on, this is the start of the loop. Unlike other pick-up paths, where it's either the top path or the bottom path, this is a pick-up pipe. And you wouldn't know that if you assumed this pick-up path just followed the same formula that the game has been using in the past. By the time you figured it out, a few lives might be gone, or you might have even restarted World 8. But to be fair, I thought I tried to enter the correct pipe, but maybe it just didn't register. Nope, it's not that one. I believe that you had to be standing still to enter it. I don't know. So this part isn't really that bad. Also, there's a hidden poison mushroom block. But like, why? Who is jumping in that exact spot? Once you've entered the pipe, the next section is probably the most tame. Just swim in the direction of the fire bar's rotation and walk whenever you can, because the bloopers shouldn't be able to touch you because they just don't let themselves sink that often. This next section features a hidden mushroom, which you might find, but even if you do, the next jump is going to make you regret it, because unless you're super confident that you can do the same thing from the start of the level, but with an even smaller gap, I wouldn't go for it. Also, I swear this piranha plant only ever pops out when I'm already going to land on the pipe. This next section is another pick a path. Yay! And there's quite a few enemies to dodge too. Once you get through the section and it loops around, you might think, oh, that means the exit is in a pipe, just like the start of the level, right? Because I didn't notice any pick a path when I was traversing through that area. But once you enter the pipe, it brings you back to the underwater section, wasting what little time you have left after navigating through this labyrinth. Even after you make it back, none of the other pipes work, and there's no indication of a path. Unless you're lucky, you might be surprised to find out that this one tiny brick is the pick a path. How was anyone supposed to find that? Especially since most people would pick the top path to keep as far from the lava as possible and to have a platform to fall onto if anything goes wrong. It then leads to this long hallway, which I feel like is the game's way of testing if you've been fast enough. It leads to 2 paratroopers, which shouldn't be underestimated, mind you, especially at the speed you're going at. And you finally make it into the pipe to the next section. But there's a hidden mushroom there? How's anyone supposed to know that? The next section is the one that features Bowser's brother. Well, at least that's what the wiki calls him. Which you might be able to notice, seeing how he's blue instead of green, and isn't standing on the bridge. With the ceiling so low and Bowser's brother throwing hammers, breathing fire, and jumping around, good luck getting past him without a power-up. Oh wait, you can't, because all the power-ups are hidden in stupid places! It's almost like the game was taunting me by putting that mushroom in the room before. Also, if you decide to take cover in the piranha plant pipe, yeah, you're not getting out. And where does the pipe lead you to? The beginning. You might as well restart and take the death, because with the amount of time you have left, you're not making it back. But after you make it past Bowser's brother, the game throws another long hallway at you, so you really have to be fast. The rest of the level is pretty standard castle stuff. The worst is behind you. But can someone explain to me how this Buzzy Beetle managed to kill me? Also, remember how I said in a previous episode that Bowser traded his fire breath for hammers? Yeah, I realized he doesn't breathe fire anymore. once he's throwing the hammers. Yeah, he's got both now. But other than that, it's quite a standard showdown against King Koopa. But the thing that makes this castle so difficult is, how are people supposed to figure this out by themselves? I guess they will eventually. I'm probably hyping up the difficulty way more than it was. But even if they find the correct path, how would anyone know about the hidden power-ups? And the fact of the matter is, on a blind playthrough, which is what I was doing, how many attempts would it take to uncover the entire level? Even if you make it with all 3 lives, that's 3 individual attempts to uncover the correct way forward. And that's not even counting the careless mistakes like missing a jump. And need I remind you that this is the castle level, so once you game over, it's back to 8-1. How many game overs and how long will it take to fully complete World 8? Probably hours, maybe even days if you get too frustrated. I just don't know how people last time found the exit without the internet. Truly a different time. But what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree? I'd love to hear your opinion. Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, that means you liked the video. Consider subscribing. And as Past Applesauce says, thank you guys so much for watching and joining me on this journey. I'll see you guys in the next one.